Hello and welcome to Focus. I'm your host, Mark Warnock, and we're here today with Monica Wright, the Executive Director for the Enfield Safe Harbor Warming Center. Monica, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you giving us some time.
Thank you for having me.
So, can you tell me a little bit about the Warming Center, how it got started, and what it's about?
So the Warming Center started about 5 years ago. This is our 6th year of operation. It was started by a group of churches here in town who wanted to help out the homeless and give them a warm, safe place to stay overnight during the winter months because there was no shelter space up this way. And basically, that's how I got started, just from the beginning, with my work with the homeless in Springfield.
So, how'd you actually start with the Warming Center? You said you were in Springfield working with that group. How'd you join on to the Enfield Warming Center side?
I just started going to the meetings. I really was interested in the work that they were doing here in Enfield for the homeless. It's weird. I came from Springfield, and from Springfield to Enfield, and we had the homeless in Springfield, but in Enfield it's like, okay, where are they? So,
Mm,
once they became more visible as time has changed, that's when I became more involved.
well, that's great. And now you're all the way up to Executive Director. How'd you like? Did you just volunteer your way up to that position, or?
Is I just walked in the door and I saw a need.
You're in.
It's like so funny because I just walked in the door the first night. It was, I walked in the door and they were doing it, but they weren't doing it. And
Mm,
this that, I believe this is my call. And just stepped in and just took over the leadership position, and I've been doing it since day one.
that's fantastic. So, with everything that's going on right now, with the virus and everything else that's going on and now with winter, and now you're up and running. You guys just opened this past week, Sunday. How are you staying in touch with your clients, and how has it changed with everything that's going on?
So yeah, with the COVID, our model and dynamics have changed, but we've opened up an outreach and engagement center, which means that we're still going to be relevant in working with the homeless. But our piece would be to get them connected to the resources and to the people that they need to be connected to so that they can get into some kind of permanent shelter. It's, it's just one of those things. But, even though we're in the midst of a pandemic, we still have, the homeless. We still have people who are in need, especially now more than ever. So this is how we just stay connected to our homeless neighbors here in Enfield.
That's fantastic. That's a great thing that you're able to get that accomplished. So tell me a little bit about with the situation that we find ourselves in. How is the volunteering side of things changed that from what you usually would be able to have your volunteers do?
So we usually had volunteers stay overnight, for the 10 hours when we were operating as the overnight warming center. And we know that that has changed, because of restrictions and the new normal that's in effect. So, but we're seeing that people still want to make a difference and they still want to volunteer their time, especially now that, there's the quarantine and people are home more, they want to get out for an hour or two to, just kind of
Yeah.
help out and give a helping hand where it's needed. So I noticed that there's more volunteers that come out to just help us during the time that the center is open, and they're more willing to come out. We follow the same precautions with the PPEs and everything that we're supposed to do, and it just seems like they just step in and just answer the call.
So as we get ready to wrap up the interview, we always like to ask our guests at the end of the segments, what is the one thing that you're most grateful for during this whole situation?
I'm most grateful, first of all, for my family being healthy. I'm most grateful that even in the midst of a pandemic, that there are people actually out there willing to help other people in spite of what they've gone through. I've lost a lot of friends, because of what we're going through now. But my thing is that what I do in their memory. They were good people, and that there are still good people in this world, regardless of the world we live in today.
That's very true. True words have not been spoken in a long time. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you giving us the time to come on today. And please, if you have a chance, look at the end of the show. We'll have some information about how you can get in touch with the Enfield Safe Harbor Warming Center, and we'll be back with more. Thank you so much. This is
Thank
Focus.
you. Take care.